Merry Christmas, everybody. This video will be an extremely quick and dirty overview of how to get Reshade up and running with Depth 3D settings using Virtual Desktop and Opentrack to give you VR support for Star Citizen. With the introduction of EAC Easy Anti-Cheat, Vorpex no longer works with Star Citizen in the current and future patches. Hopefully we can gain some traction with getting it whitelisted, but for now that seems that Reshade is the only way forward that we can use to get VR up and running until they actually give us internal support. More on that later. Having said that, this video will be broken into separate parts with the following goals in mind: the actual setup process, the differences between Reshade and Vorpex, and known tips and tricks for better performance. With all that in mind, let's get straight to the actual 1, 2, 3 setup process. Thank you for doing the voodoo that you do down below with commenting, liking, and subscribing. Step 1. Downloading what you need. You'll need to download Reshade, Virtual Desktop, the Steam version, and the latest version of Opentrack for all this to work. For now, as far as I can tell, Virtual Desktop's Oculus version doesn't work properly, so the Steam version is what we are looking for. You're trying to figure out more solutions to get more headsets up and working as quick as possible. Join the Discord to help out or keep up with the latest info. On top of that, the latest Vorpex build had Opentrack built into it, and Reshade does not, so you will need to make sure that you have the latest version of that. Links to all 3 downloads are below in the description. Thank you. Step 2. Installing Virtual Desktop. Make sure that Virtual Desktop is installed and run it to make sure it works. And get familiar with not only the desktop controller app for the virtual screen space, but the VR side app as well, and how it operates. It is basically just a VR app that runs a virtual world of your desktop, and the controller app on your desktop itself lets you adjust the size, shape, distance of the VR screen and world. So this is the desktop right here, and as you can see, we have screen size, screen distance, and then there's all sorts of 3D options right here, which will do full side-by-side, half side-by-side, over-under, anaglyph, but yeah, what we're looking to select is headlock, no delay, and snap to horizon for screen options. And then as far as screen size and screen distance, this is going to be personal preference on how you want to shape your world. But notice that when you drag and move these sliders, it will mess with the actual app itself inside of the VR world. I think my audio is getting picked up twice because of my headset. Oh well. Step 3. Installing Opentrack. This one is pretty straightforward. So we just install the app and make sure it works by selecting Free Track on the app and then hitting start with your headset on and running to see if it's working or tracking or not. So now that it's installed, we need to make sure we have Valve Steam VR as far as since I'm using an index. We have Free Track 2.0, and then we hit start, and our headset is already up and running in VR. And when I pick it up and move it and look around with my headset, the little octopus goes up and down, left or right, and then I put it back on the floor, and so head tracking is now working. To stop this, be sure to turn it off by hitting stop. But basically, to operate this, you have all the Valve Steam VR set and Free Track 2.0 enhanced set, and then hit start, and then run it in the background and minus it, and that's all that does. Step 4. Installing Reshade. This one is a bit tougher. You need to open up the installation app and then select the game that you want Reshade to apply to. So at the game selection list, hit the Browse button, and then select starcitizen.exe in the live.bin64 folder of your Star Citizen directory. Once it goes to the next screen, you must select Direct 3D 10, 11, 12 for the rendering AI. On the next screen, you're going to want to add Depth 3D by Blue Sky Defender. Then hit OK, OK, OK again, and then on the last screen, you can edit Reshade settings here, or you can also uninstall it as well from this page. So now that that's done, you can exit out of there. Once that's done, the last step is go to the live.bin64 folder directory for Star Citizen, and then go to the dxgi.dll file, and then rename it to d3d11.dll. That should be it. Okay. Bear with me. I'm going to record audio first, probably reading off of the script, and then we're going to go into the video process, and then hopefully my mic doesn't cut out while we start running it. Having said that, step 5, first time run sequence. Let me read off everything here. To get everything running properly, take note that alt-tabbing isn't very friendly to this process just yet, but when I find a way to make it smoother, I'll let you guys know. If you do first, holler in the Discord for all of us that are wanting to figure it out. Having said that, it's best to run Star Citizen at a lower resolution first till you get it working, then start bumping up the quality and resolution of Star Citizen. Unlike Vorpex, which would run the game at the resolution of the headset you're wearing and has VR menus to adjust settings as well as an edge peek feature to see the corners when you need to access menus, Reshade doesn't have as much quality of life going for it. Knowing this, I'd try to start at 1080p full screen with VSync turned on for Star Citizen settings. Understand that high hertz monitors directly affect your VR performance. It's best to use lower hertz settings till we figure out more. After this, make sure you run virtual desktop already and set the screen size and zoom to where it takes up most of your view. Later on, we will fine-tune and adjust it so it looks better, but this just gets us up and running. With virtual desktop up and running and the screen size adjusted, run Opentrack. Hang on, let me find my mouse. Run Opentrack and start the head tracking. All right, so make sure that you are where you will be playing, or be sure to bind the recenter option in Opentrack to something that's quick and accessible. So, having said that, with the desktop app here for virtual desktop, I have my valve index set to screen size 136 degrees, screen distance 2.05 meters, and then I have 100% brightness and 100% screen curve. Okay, now, having said that, that's basically my settings. You might be able to, adjust it a little bit differently, but that might get you in the ballpark. So, now, we start Opentrack, and head tracking is working. I can move my head around, as we can see. Okay, so now let me look at my script here. So let's see here. Make sure you be playing Rebind this with virtual desktop and Opentrack running. Select the half SBS mode in the 3D options of virtual desktop. So right here where it says half SBS, hit that button. Once you click this, the view inside of your headset is going to look really, really funky. So you need to hit the Steam VR home button on your controller and then use the view desktops button from there. The other half of this is basically going to be Reshade doing the half side-by-side image to the desktop window that Star Citizen runs in. So, having said that, we have everything up and running. We have half SBS under 3D options, headlock, and then no delay and snap to horizon with screen settings, or with screen options, and then some other stuff if you want to or not use them. Feel free to get familiar with the program and use them at your leisure. So for now, we just minus that, and then minus Opentrack. This will make the virtual desktop app look weird in your headset for now. So to keep controlling everything in the Windows, use Steam VR desktop viewers to make adjustments for anything you need before launching Star Citizen. We covered that. When you are ready, launch Star Citizen, keeping Steam VR desktop up using the home button. Do not swap over to virtual desktop app that's currently running. All right, so here's where I need to keep talking before I try it out in case my audio cuts out when I do it. So, when Star Citizen launches, you can access the reshade options by hitting the home button on your keyboard, much like hitting the delete button for Vorpex. However, these options only show up on the desktop. They do not show up as a VR menu on your headset, so you will need Steam VR and the home screen desktops to manipulate everything from there still, or take off your headset and look at your actual desktop and use your mouse and keyboard. From there, Reshade will have some tutorials that will tell you how to use some of the features, and this is where we actually start to dive into everything. This is where stuff gets hard for me to record due to my audio-video cutting and my streaming recording PC being a separate unit. Hopefully we'll be able to get something you guys can use to follow along with. Okay, so having said that, that ends this portion of that recording, and I'm going to cut this here. Okay, then we pick right back up where we left off. I think we can just run everything now. So we launch Star Citizen. Acknowledge. Easy anti-cheat pops up. If we've done everything correctly, we should just get right through it and not get blocked by it. Beautiful. Now, if you hit the home button, you'll still notice that everything looks, it's half side-by-side mode with the entire desktop split between both of the screens on your headset. So hit the Steam VR app to view the entire desktop so you can still Hello. Okay, so just recorded like a minute and a half of me talking. Okay, so we lost audio there. This is probably going to be why I won't be streaming until maybe middle of next week until I redo all of my entire setup to facilitate streaming. But for right now, let's just keep recording. Okay. So the tutorial says, welcome. Since this is the first time you start Reshade, we'll go through quick tutorials. We have up here in the top left, covering the most important features. Make sure I'm talking to the microphone here. If you have difficulties reading this text, please press the Control key to adjust the font size with your mouse wheel. The window size is variable as well, so you can just grab the right edge of the window and move it around. You can also, and then let's see here, yeah, Control key and then scroll. I have a touch controller in one hand and I'm trying to operate a keyboard. Okay. Yeah, there you go. See Control and then you can do that. You can also use the keyboard for navigation in case mouse input does not work. Use the arrow keys to navigate the spacebar to confirm an action, or enter Control and Escape key to leave a control. Press Control plus Tab to switch between tabs and windows. Use this to focus this page in case other navigation keys do not work at first. Click on Continue to continue the tutorials. I hope to God that you guys can hear everything. I'm trying to speak a little bit extra loud. Alright, continue. Reshade preset. This is the preset selection. All changes will be saved to the selected preset file. Click on the plus button to add and name a new one. Be sure you always have preset selected before starting to tweak any values later, or else changes won't be saved. So basically, this is where all of the different mods for Reshade are at. And we are looking for... I believe... for Depth 3D VR, please enable Performance Mode checkbox in the lower bottom right of Reshade's main UI. Do this once you set your 3D settings. Okay, so this at the bottom here, this is the list of effects. It contains all the techniques found in the effects files.fx. From the effects search paths as specified in the settings, enter the text in the box at the top to filter it and search for specific techniques. Click on a technique to enable or disable it, or drag it to a new location in the list to change the order of which the effects are applied. The right mouse button to click an item and open the context menu with additional options. All right, so we have Super 3D. We right click this one. Let's see here. This is the list of variables. Yeah, okay. Huh. Okay, so I think we go with the Super Depth 3D, not the one with the _VR. I'll double, triple check and let you know in the Discord what I remember. But right now, just have the Super Depth 3D used. And then, let's see here. Once you're finished tweaking, this is the list of variables. It contains all the tweakable options. The active effect exposes. Values here apply in real time. Enter the text at the box at the top to filter and search for specific variables. Press Control and click on a widget to manually edit the value. Right mouse button and click on an item to open the context menu with additional options. Once you have finished tweaking your preset, be sure to enable Performance Mode checkbox. This will recompile all effects to a more optimal representation, and that can give a performance boost, but will disable the tweaking of this list. Finish. All right, so this is where we get down into the dirty. So we have Super Depth 3D checkbox, right? And you should be looking at all of this through the Steam VR desktop menus. If you hit the home button and turn that off, you notice, oh yeah, okay. So yeah, if you turn that off, you'll notice the, what do you call it? Reshade preset menu blocking your left eye, but your right eye can see the entire menu. So this means that everything is working properly. So from here, the only thing you need to get up and running is to set your, there is a mouse cursor selection right here. Want to select that to on. Yeah, for all. Oh, down here at the cursor adjustments, swap that to all, and then I do the size 1 and color 0. And then we hit performance mode. That will basically turn on everything. Then you hit the home button one more time. Then everything should be running, and then you hit the VR home button on your touch controller, and then boom, you can rotate your head, and then you have VR working. You are looking for the little white dot. That is your mouse that selects things. It's kind of hard to realize because you got to understand that now your desktop is splitting in half. Then the left half is going to your left eye, and then the right half is going to your right eye. That's basically the difference between VorpX. VorpX was able to do all of this on the fly internally and then send it to your headset, whereas now we are relying on virtual desktop to see the desktop in split half by half mode, and then Reshade is turning the game into split half by half mode. And using those running in tandem, we get this effect. So from here we can go to that, enter the universe, then everything is running. And so yeah, you should be able to get up out of a bed and walk and look around. Alt tabbing is kind of difficult, so this is where you would want to have everything set beforehand, or you know, if you find a way to alt tab without crashing everything or keep your sound and stuff on your headset, then you know, let me know about it. Probably going to have to rework all of my audio and video stuff to make sure that I don't lose it whenever I'm playing, so that I could stream and keep talking to you guys and whatnot. But yeah, so here, I'm using my mouse and keyboard at my desk. I don't have my controller. Oh, Alright, so I'm pretty sure that would have killed the audio. There we go. Alright, cool. Yeah. So we lost all audio, but I moved my mouse to control my shoulders, WASD, and I still have my head tracking. Beautiful, folks. So yeah, from there, it's all just slight tweaking and messing with different options. The actual full depth 3D checkbox in the depth 3D VR settings or whatever, like the full depth experience. Apparently it's uncheckable. I think that's a compromise between Star Citizen whitelisting it and then them disabling some feature so that people can't use it to actually inject cheats through those options, even though they're supposed to be for visual tweaks. I believe this is where we are done with the setup tutorial. Everything seems to be working on my headset and it looks great. I think what you guys see on the desktop though is a half by half mode. So yeah, that's what it's going to look like on your Windows side, but in my headset everything looks great. From there you would want to tweak the virtual desktop settings in and out, you know, like moving the screen forward or backwards or making it bigger or less curved or whatnot. But once you get the screen size set, then you want to go in detail and hit the home and then turn on your home button for your VR. Then you can go see the desktop and then there we go, manipulate these. So remember to hit right click and then click, right click. Oh yeah, okay, so to remember to adjust these settings, you have performance mode, disk check. Be sure to uncheck the performance mode and then that will allow you to readjust everything. So there's plenty of different stuff that we can start messing with and, you know, figuring out per headset and per different computer. Anybody that's wanting to try and tweak things to get stuff to run better or look better, let us know what you find out in the Discord. Please do. More people testing and figuring out how to get this running, the better. Again, this is basically my first couple of weeks running and using all of this, and most of it is just literally getting up and running, not even messing with all the tweakable options, because I just need to be able to stream and record it first, you know? Once I can come over that hurdle, I can get all the tweaks and performance stuff after. But yeah, click the performance mode, and then undo that. Hit the home button on both your controller and Steam and board, and yeah, got a playable VR for now. I hope this helps everybody. Thank you very much for coming by and bearing with me. This tutorial is a little bit... Oh, hang on, I think I got double headset. Hello? Oh my gosh. Okay. So, thank you guys very much for tuning in and using this tutorial to get you up and running. If you have any questions, go to the Reshade troubleshooting section in the Verse Discord. Links are down below. Check out my other YouTube channels, and whenever I'm streaming live, I'll be on my Twitch page, which you can check as well. And speaking of going live, as you can see, swapping back and forth between this is a video and audio nightmare that completely messes with my OBS and just how I have my setup rigged right now. But I can, hopefully by the middle of next week, I'll have everything reworked, and then I'll be able to start streaming and getting it up and running. I haven't been able to mess with any of the actual tweaks yet because, as aforementioned, I can't even record or stream it yet. So once I can clear that first hump, then yeah, we should be good to go, and I'll be streaming more full time. Having said that, we have scheduled pretty much tentatively, and at this point I think we are dead set on this, is next Friday. Today is the 11th, so I think the 17th, sometime either that afternoon or that night, Texas time. I'll pin down next week sometime, hopefully by like Tuesday or Wednesday after I talk to Sylvan this weekend. But basically we're going to have our Fireside VR chat. This is the first community meetup for the Star Citizen VR players, and I'm going to record the whole thing so that people who missed it can check it out on YouTube. Those who want to come and join us live, check out the Discord and then be ready to have VR chat installed, and then I'm going to figure out how to work that next week a little bit better than I've barely ran it before. But, set aside a night to do all that. But basically, it's going to have the CIG dev Sylvan, who is going to be help facilitating the VR support for Star Citizen itself once they get the Gen 12 and Vulkan renderer online. So he's going to be there. I hope to see some of you guys there, and we're going to just have a light Q&A type session and just kind of meet up and just kind of talk about different VR stuff and how we play in general. So yeah, I think that'll be great, and if that goes well, we might do more of this stuff in the future. But for now, I guess that could be it. If you guys figure out anything, and I mean any type of tweaks or visual performances or being able to alt-tab or how to run it on different headsets and stuff, please hop over to the Discord and help out. Anytime you figure something out, type it out. Even if you don't think anyone will see it, it's still there so that other people can search through the index and actually use it, later. That's one of the biggest tools right now we have as a VR community for the Star Citizen VR enthusiasts, is that Discord that I've set up. Any problem that anybody has ever had, you can try to search a different couple of keywords and you might be able to find a solution to it. So until I can compile it all into a big quick tips and hot tricks book for VR setup and support, the Discord troubleshooting pages and the search function are basically going to be where the 99% of the questions and answers are going to be. So having said that, continue to put any answers that you find in there for the rest of us, not just for me. And with that said, I think that is about it. I thank you guys very much for using this tutorial to get quick and dirty Reshade up and running, and hopefully I'll see you in the future with a lot of tweaks and tricks to get this running a lot smoother. Thank you guys very much for dropping by, and as always, thank you for doing the voodoo that you do. Until next time, stay safe, fly right.